And so it's not just a problem of dogma, it's an entire problem of culture and of mentality, where now the educational system in America, which is now being spread, the EU and NATO with its bombs and the World Bank with its money, they're spreading the American education system everywhere. And the point of American education is to make people stupid, so they cannot think. They don't know history, they are not trained in classical languages, or they're not trained in logic. They don't know anything, and they cannot think. If you can't solve it in 2 minutes, they don't want to think about it. So if you talk about history, if you say to an American, well, do you know who the Tsar of Russia was? Or do you know what an ecumenical council was? They just go, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Just, tell me about Jesus. I want to feel close to Jesus, this kind of thing. And so how do you talk to people like that? It's as I said, it's not just a dogmatic problem. It's a problem of a new kind of human being. In Russia, the Bolsheviks created the Homo Sovieticus. Well, in America, Hollywood created the Homo Americanus.
Yes.
The result is the same. They're stupid. And they can't think about serious things. And ultimately, they do not believe in objective truth. Here's truth. This is reality. They say, no, that's your reality, man. I've got my reality. So it's the mind of Disneyland. Just create a false reality, feel good, and you have your reality, I got my reality. And now, with the internet and with video games, people live psychologically and mentally. They live in the virtual world, virtual make-believe. They live in this world. They're not interested in the real world. So to talk to them about God, the reality of God, that God is the truth, and that there is objective truth, that it doesn't matter what you think about it, it's there. They don't like that. They don't want that. They can't even think about that. You see? Because in the schools they've been taught, hey, whatever you think, hey, that's good. Whatever I think, that's good. So it's the glorification of the ego and of subjectivism. Subjectivism. What I think is true for me, what you think is true for you. And so it's very difficult to get modern people. I would say my experience in America is not much different from the experience now of dealing with European young people or Russian young people and so forth, or even older people now. It's hard to get them to think about serious questions and to say there is an objective reality and it can be known through study, through prayer, and through using our mind and our heart. We can know this reality. And we must know it. It's our duty, it's our responsibility as human beings. Apart from orthodox, just to be a human being. Do you want to be a man? You must learn what is true. You must seek what is true. But people don't accept that now. They just want to feel good. Their philosophy is their philosophy of daily life is hedonism. Idoni means pleasure, seeking pleasure.
Yes.
And then so the philosophy of the masses is hedonism.
Yes.
Just make me feel good. Plug me in to give me my drug, give me my drink, give me a sexual pleasure, give me my movie. I just want to feel good. And then the philosophy of the rulers is nihilism, nihilism. Nothing matters, just my will to power. So we have a small oligarchy of nihilists who control the masses of the hedonists. So the nihilists, they don't recognize any authority but their own ego. And the hedonists just recognize their love for pleasure. Give me a soccer game, give me a movie, I'm happy. You see? And so to break in on this reality and say, no, you have a soul, you have a mind. You have to overcome your addiction to pleasure. You have to seek the salvation of your soul. To people today, that's an unknown concept. You see, to our ancestors, our Christian ancestors, whether they were Orthodox, Catholics, or Protestants, our Christian ancestors thought about death and God's judgment. What's going to happen when I die? But people today don't think about that. You see, and so it's what I say. It's a miracle when you see someone whose heart opens and they begin to realize there is a God, and even that God is the Holy Trinity. And for a person to say God is the Holy Trinity as preached by Orthodoxy, this is a miracle. And so more and more the priest has to pray for this miracle, for people's hearts to be opened. And so those are some of my reflections. I don't know. I mean, we could talk all day. I don't, but those are some of my reflections.
Yes.
Yeah.
The official Serbian Orthodox Church seems very powerful, and the Serbian true Orthodox Church seems very weak. Many people don't understand true difference between true Orthodoxy and the world Orthodoxy. Can you tell us something about that subject?
Well, the key word is seem. That the official church seems powerful. They have buildings. They have the bank accounts. In the newspaper it says, this is the Orthodox Church. You see? Yes. But this tells us, right there, that shows us the difference. That the essence of world Orthodoxy is collaboration with the spirit of this world and with the Antichrist institutions that now control worldly life. I'll say that again. The essence of world Orthodoxy is collaboration with this world and the ruler of this world, who's the devil, and the institutions the devil is using to prepare the reign of Antichrist. The official Orthodox churches, you might say, are like corpses, dead bodies that have the appearance of the church, but they're getting their energy from somewhere else. Do you know the story of Frankenstein?
Yes.
Okay, well, the official Orthodox churches are the Frankenstein monster. It looks like a man, but the power is from somewhere else. Their power is coming from money, coming from people who hate God. So how could this be the true church if their power is based on the money and the prestige, the recognition they get from modern governments and modern business corporations and the banks and so forth, all of whom hate God. So, but they trick people because we have a historical memory of the state church. But the good state churches were in the period when we had Christian kings. We had lawful, legitimate Christian authority from God. The Tsar, the king, their authority was from God.
Yes. And
the king embodied the traditions of his people, and he was a child of the church, a loyal son of the church. So in this situation, it's appropriate to have a state church, you see. But in our situation now, we don't have lawful government. Today we have government by mafia. It could be the American government, the Soviet, Russian government, the Serbian government. These are not lawful governments. These are governments that are the result of the rebellion against God. Mm-hmm. So how can the church be the state church of the anti-Christian state? And all of these patriarchs and these synods are serving these men. If these evil men who run the Russian government or the Greek government or the Serbian government, if they say jump, the patriarch will jump.